What's going on, man? So, how to attract people from far away. I made a video about this. Here's the card if you want to watch it. You use your voice, okay? You can attract people from far away using your voice. And if you want to watch that video, check it out because this video will make a lot more sense. I got a question from a subscriber. I'll put it right here. How do you train your voice? I gave reasons how to attract people from far away. It was using your voice. How do you train your voice to put yourself in a position to be able to do this? I gave a story of how I rolled up to a Starbucks drive-thru and there's a girl in the car in front, and her attention is everywhere but on me. And she's just on her phone, right? She's just on her phone. And her attention was on her phone until I ordered and I said, hey, I'll get a grande iced coffee, blah, blah. And her attention just zoop, went right into her rear view mirror, into her little side view mirror, and looked right at me. And it was like, who the fuck is this guy? Because if you have a powerful voice, it's an honest signal. It's what we call an honest signal. It's an indicator of a certain lifestyle that girls will find attractive. It's an indicator of alpha status, a certain voice, right? So how do you train this voice? I'm going to answer that today. I got some notes. I wanted to make this a good video, so write down some notes. Number one, put yourself, and this is this is just more than just voice, but put yourself in more dominant roles rather than supplicative roles, okay? A lot of you guys are in supplicative roles. You're in beta roles. It's not a bad thing. Being beta isn't always a bad thing. You're in supplicative roles. You have a boss that you answer to every day. We become what our environment is, we become. So, the people around us, the feedback we get. So if you're supplicative to someone, you're not going to speak in a certain way to them over and over and over and over. And if this is a routine, you're going to have a certain vocal tonality that shows other people, especially women, that you are someone who takes orders from someone often, all right? And that's not what is attractive. That doesn't attract women from far away. They're attracted to a voice that is a commanding voice, and it's not like a commanding voice where it's like loud and hey, like thumping your chest loud. No, it's a commanding voice where even if it's low, right? Even if it's a low volume, it resonates throughout the room, all right? It reaches her ear, okay? So you want to put yourself in more dominant roles, okay? You want a dominant voice, a dominant person has to have a dominant voice. So the more they put themselves in dominant roles, you're going to be shit at it at first, but your voice is going to become more and more dominant, all right? It's going to resonate. It's going to become more attractive. It's going to become louder. It's going to be able to reach across a room. It's going to be, when you say something, everyone looks, right? A supplicative voice is not like that. A supplicative voice is afraid of speaking up, is afraid of speaking in a certain way that resonates and that commands attention. So put yourself in more dominant roles and see what happens. Your voice, the voice is not the only thing that's going to change. I'll guarantee you that. And I'll talk about that further in other videos. So, number two, start speaking louder in social situations, all right? I think the most pathetic fucking thing, and girls think this too, subconsciously, is when I talk to someone and they're right next to me and they're like, so I say, oh yeah, how you doing today? And they're just like, and I'm just like, what was that? And they're like, and they're talking and they think they're talking loud. They think they're talking loud, but no, it's the most soft, weak. It doesn't even have a purpose. This voice doesn't even have a purpose, right? The purpose of a voice is for people to understand you and for people to hear you. And this comes down to, how you think about yourself, right? If you think you're not worthy of being heard and understood, your voice is going to reflect that. So start speaking louder in social situations. And the most important part of this too is to get feedback. All right. If you're just like, yeah, hey, what's up, buddy? Sorry, I might have blown your ears out. If you're just talking like a fucking idiot, like these fake alpha dudes that just think like, beating my chest, right? That's not cool. Like, you have to get feedback. Look at what people are responding to when you speak louder. Are they saying what? What? Especially go out to nightclubs, go out to bars, go out to high pressure situations where it's going to be harder to hear you. That'll flex your voice too. You'll wake up the next day and you'll be like, wow, my voice is it's vibrating throughout my whole body. And I feel more, people are listening, they're like, what? Who's that? So start speaking louder in social situations, observe and get feedback. Okay. Start speaking louder. All right. Number 3, have you ever seen Wolf of Wall Street? Well, you know the scene where Matthew McConaughey to Leo DiCaprio is going, right? So that was totally improvised. And the reason Matthew McConaughey brought that into the film is because behind the scenes, he was working on lowering his voice. He was doing voice training. So it's a tactic that he would use, a method that he would use to lower his voice and make it more lower and powerful seeming. So what he would do is he would do these low pitched bassy sounds. He'd go, right? And I don't know if he would actually thump his chest or whatever. So someone noticed Matthew McConaughey doing this method behind the scenes to lower his voice for his scenes, right? And they said, oh, you should use that in this scene. So that's how that scene in Wolf of Wall Street came about. So where am I going with here? Start doing these voice training exercises. I like to do them in the car. I don't really do it much anymore because I've gotten my voice to a point where I just naturally, by talking, I'm training my voice because I talk in a lower register. But start doing these voice training techniques. So just go, I like to do the low hum. So just go, right. So yeah, I cracked my voice there. So do that probably in your car, so you don't look like a fucking crazy person. And try that out. You'll see that your voice starts to get lower, and then it'll go back to its normal baseline. But then you'll start to lower it and lower it and lower it. So those are 3 tips, guys. I do have a bonus tip. All right. A bonus tip. Number 4 bonus is to be conscious of your voice. To be conscious that you need to lower your voice. That you need to have a more resonating, powerful voice. And you've already watched this video. You're already conscious of it, right? So now that you're conscious of it, you're going to naturally, and without any really work, subconsciously, naturally, your voice is going to change, all right? I showed you the video earlier of my voice before I became conscious of actually changing it, right? And now my voice is totally different. It still has the similar qualities, but it's more commanding and more powerful. So you're now conscious of it, and get to it. Let me know in the comments what other things you've done to lower your voice. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. All right, till next time. See you.